Church family. I hope you all are doing well. I would like to personally welcome you to today's Heart to Home devotional. And today's devotional is titled The Church Family. So I'm in the midst of preparing to teach 1 Timothy chapter 5 in the men's Bible study. And as I was preparing for it, I just wanted to share this with the rest of the church family. So let's go ahead and take a look at verses 1 and 2 of 1 Timothy chapter 5. Do not rebuke an older man, but exhort him as father, younger men as brothers, older women as mothers, younger women as sisters, with all purity. So it's only two verses, but two verses that I absolutely love. Now in this section titled Treatment of Church Members, we see some Spirit-spoken commands. And so what's the first command of how we are to treat our fellow church members? Well, the word says not to rebuke an older man. To rebuke someone is to disprove or criticize because of their behaviors or actions. And how could one rebuke an older man? Well, we could pass our own judgment on how we see someone in the church, deal with a situation in their life. That could be any situation. It could be a family situation. It could be a career situation. It could be a financial situation. It could be anything really. Something important to remember here is there are situations where we are to rebuke things like false teaching. But the point that Paul is driving home here is to deal with these manners with gentleness and love, not rebuke. And Paul is specifically talking about and to the church family and not the world of unbelievers. So how are young men to treat older men? Well, the word instructs us to exhort him as father. And so what does that mean? It tells me that we should be treating men like Sig, Al, Joe, and so many more with the same respect the Bible teaches us to treat our own fathers with. Now, older men, how are we to treat younger men? We are to treat them as brothers. Older brothers are to mentor, guide, and protect their younger brothers. Let me read James chapter 4, verse 11. Do not speak evil of one another, brethren. He who speaks evil of a brother and judges his brother speaks evil of the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. I don't know about you, but I certainly don't want to stand in judgment of the law. I have a younger brother, excuse me, and I love him with all my heart. I would do anything for him, and I would always be there for him. I remember as a kid, I wanted to protect him from bullies. And I even told him one time, hey, if anybody's messing with you, just let me know. And this love that I have for my brother is the same love I have for guys like Michael, Mitchell, and Drake. So now we see how men are to be treated. How are women to be treated within the church body? Within the same boundaries. The young are to treat older as mothers, and the older are to treat younger as sisters. And how does verse 2 instruct us to do this? Well, if you look at the end of it, it says, with all purity. And so what do you think that means, with all purity? To me, this strongly discourages viewing them with lust or sexual impurity. Let your motives as men to younger women in the church be the same as your kid's sister, and absolutely nothing outside of that. So I just enjoyed these two scriptures, and I just really wanted to share them with you. And there's a whole lot more to this chapter, but you can go ahead and dive into it yourself and see what the Lord reveals to you. So the next time you hear the phrase church family, let this scripture remind you that it isn't just a nice, warm, fuzzy thing to say. It's what we are in Jesus Christ. And we ought to be treating each other as such. So, as always, it's a pleasure going through this with you. And I just hope that you were touched in his message and this meant something to you. As always, you can check the link in our description for today's song. And again, don't be shy to share these messages with your friends. Text it to them. Share it on your social media. Just keep being bold in your love for Jesus Christ and show that to the lost world. And so thanks again. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.